A warm welcome to Disky Talk with Liolo. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I do ask that you please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've been a part of this journey, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this episode. So, on today's episode, we discuss all things Kaizer Chiefs and transfer news. So when we have a look at it then, so the first player then who has been confirmed to be moving to Kaizer Chiefs is Zitha Kwinika. So this is a player then who was playing his trade at Stellenbosch, and a player then who had a very good season at Stellenbosch, even went on then to win Player of the Season at the club awards. So when you do have a look at Zitha Kwinika, who's formerly Macheke, this is a player then who does come from the Kaizer Chiefs youth development, but he did then go out and play Chipper, he played at Wits, then played at Stellenbosch, but he does find himself then coming back home to Kaizer Chiefs. So when you have a look at Zitha Kwinika, this is then a centre-back and a defensive player then who is very strong, is a very good leader, very good communicator, and adds a lot of steel and heart to any defense, especially considering then when you have a look at Kaizer Chiefs. And when you consider the fact that over the years, Kaizer Chiefs have had their defensive problems. So when you do have a look at Zitha, he's also then a very versatile defensive player, because this is a player then who has played as a right back when he was playing at Wits for a very long time, and throughout his career he's actually played more as a right back more than as a centre back, but he is mainly then a centre back. And the nice thing then about Zitha is that he can play then in a back four as a centre back, either on the right as the right-sided centre-back or as the left-sided centre-back, and he can also then play in a 3. And when he does play in a 3, then he would play in the middle of the 2. And the nice thing about this is that with Zitha, then this is a defender who has very good game intelligence, as he reads the game very well. And when he does then play within this position, within a back 3, he does then offer that extra defensive layer. So whenever then you do have those runs, those balls being played in behind the two wide centre-backs, he's always able then to deal with that. And he is then also able then to step up into midfield, because sometimes when you play with the back 3, the build-up would look something like that, where you've got the two splitting and then the third centre-back would be looking to step up into midfield. So this is Zitha Kwinika then, who is then coming back to Kaizer Chiefs and has then officially signed for Kaizer Chiefs. It's just a matter of time before then he does obviously then get to don the Kaizer Chiefs colours again in the new season. But then I think this is a very good signing for Kaizer Chiefs, especially considering then that when you do have a look at their defense and you have a look at the fact that you've got Cardoso and you've got Mato and you've got Ramahlo Mpahlela potentially all leaving, which then leaves them thin then within that defensive department. And you then add Zitha Kwinika, and the nice thing then when you have a look at him in comparison to the other centre-backs at Chiefs, where you've got Udube, you've got Ngezane, and then you've got Unjabulo Roadblock Ngobo, is that with Kwinika, he is a lot more experienced than them and has played for a longer period within the DStv Premiership. So that is the first signing then, which is Zitha Kwinika, who will be playing for Kaizer Chiefs next season. And then when you have a look at the second player then, as we do keep it all things Stellenbosch, it is ASHELY du Preez. So it has been reported then that Kaizer Chiefs are in talks with Stellenbosch over the services of ASHELY du Preez, you know, and some publications have gone on to say that he has signed, but we don't have any official word as of yet. But when we do have a look at ASHELY du Preez then, this is a player then who has done very well for Stellenbosch over the years. Of course, when you do look at ASHELY du Preez, one of the main concerns with him then was always his end product with regards to then his finishing ability, because this is a player then who would get himself into very good positions, but he just wouldn't be able then to finish off those chances. But he is a player then who is very quick, and he's got also good technical ability with regards then to his passes and from set pieces as well. So this is a player then who does keep improving, which is a very good thing. He's also 24, so there's so many years that he can offer Kaizer Chiefs if he does end up eventually joining Kaizer Chiefs. And when you look at him then, he does offer you great versatility up front, because he can play in a front two, he can also play in a front three, and the nice thing is that within a front three, he can either play off the right hand side, he can play up front, or he can play off the left hand side. So with him, he's not an out and out striker, but then I would say then he is a forward line player who can then come off the left, come up top, or come off the right hand side. When you look at his qualities then, he is very, very, very quick, which is something then that he uses to his disposal very well, especially considering then that this is a player then who does look to make those runs in behind. So he's improved in that regard with regards to holding his run and being able to time his runs perfectly in behind. A player then who's also improving with regards to his goal scoring ability, and a player then who can go on to become a very, very complete forward and a very, very good player for this Kaizer Chiefs side. Especially when you look at Kaizer Chiefs then and you look at where would he fit in. So if Kaizer Chiefs do play with the front three, he could come off the left hand side. You could have Billiat as the false nine. You could have Dolly, or you could have Billiat off the left, Dupree up top, and then you could have Dolly there as well. So he can play then in a front three, he can play in a front two, and he gives you so many options and comes with great versatility with regards to his skill set and his technical ability as well. But his most dangerous weapon then is, of course, his speed. But it does remain to be seen then with regards to him and if he will then officially join Kaizer Chiefs. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the two players that I covered on today's transfer talk. So it is Zitha Kwinika who will officially join Kaizer Chiefs, and then it is Ashley Dupree who looks very, very close to joining Kaizer Chiefs. Ladies and gentlemen, at home, do let me know, what do you make of the two players in Zitha Kwinika going back, of course, to Kaizer Chiefs, where then he did develop and he did then sort of develop into a player who would go on then to become a very good defender within DStv Premiership football. And then with Ashley Dupree, a player then who has been gradually improving over the years and has had a really, really good season with Stellenbosch, who's got so much speed, and a player then who is starting to bang in the goals as well. Do let me know then in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to yet another special episode of Diski Talk with Luyolo. Signing out.